landscape painting essentially, really isn't any different than any other painting. It's like being in another place, another time, and you're just painting something else. You still have to use the same rules, drawing, get it all down, and try and be organized and not be overwhelmed by what's around you. That was my big problem. Was just like I'd want to catch everything right at once, so I'd start throwing in my brightest colors right away, and by the end I'd just have a big mess, and there was no organization to it.
Initially I was going to just concentrate on one of these pretty amazing pieces of driftwood, but then I realized, this is the only place we're going to be here for a short time, so I might as well try and encapsulate as much of everything, all the elements: water, sky, land. So I sort of walked up and down the beach for about an hour and looked at things, and picked up rocks and smelt the air, and came on this ridge and settled on this location. The hike itself is about 3 hours long. We hiked, the initial part of the hike coming out of the parking lot was rocky cliffs and rocky trails, and it eventually opened up to a coniferous valley that came to Green Gardens, which was this awesome coastline. When we first got there, we threw our packs down, a little tired from the hike, and just took in this tremendous view. An incredible, beautiful place. It felt like Scotland somewhat to me, I guess.
The more painting you do outdoors, the better you understand light, perspective. It's definitely a good exercise for painting. Helps improve the skills.
What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't doing this? If you weren't painting?
Spent some time in the labor union.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I know I can work a jackhammer. But I prefer to be painting. I spent some time in the labor industry to find out that it wasn't where I really wanted to be. But it was a way to pay for school and make ends meet at the time. I don't think there's much else I could be doing.
These sheer cliffs right along the coastline, running up and down both ways like that. Stunning. And this particular painting is about that late afternoon, having arrived from the hike and just being really awestruck by the view, absorbing it.
Alonzo Meadows. Well, we drove from Grossmorn, I guess, straight up to Alonzo Meadows, which is the most northern town in Newfoundland. We arrived at night and stayed outside of this massive tourist site, which I guess is the Viking site, the last vestige of the Vikings where they landed. And we checked out the Viking settlement and discovered that it really wasn't exactly what we thought or why we really wanted to be there. So we went into town and we ended up parking our bus on this little strip of land, which to me seemed like it probably was the very northernmost part of the island. From there we sort of made our way into town, and one of the first people we met was this guy Joby, who was, I don't know, someone will know how old Joby is, I'm not exactly sure anymore, but he claimed to be the last living Viking.
Joby Anderson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, that's my birds there. Look, you don't eat all their food. No, I don't starve them very much, do I? Look, hey, that's what's left all the time. When it gets wet, you won't eat it. See? That food gone. No good for nothing. I gotta go down and see what happened, Mike.
They
No.
just jumped in the water and then they grabbed him and then they left.
Oh, I see.
All
Too bad I
happened
wouldn't know
pretty
him. He
quickly.
was in their dog car back over the hell he was.
What's that?
Too bad I wouldn't know him. I heard someone screeched out from way in there.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know what was wrong. If I was home, brother, he would in their dog car. He wouldn't in their dog car back.
oh,
But I
no,
just took my gun and just sat down and started using chatting. No fooling around.
The last known Viking.
My boys would be all gone. They're not on left.
Your son's not going to carry on the tradition?
No, I don't expect. Everything is altered. Everything is changed. You know.
Yeah.
Not like it used to be. No more old days like they had. No, everything has changed. Yeah. Hello, Cat.
He's Rusty, the old goat. They don't know they're messing with the oldest Viking in the cove.
That's right, sir. That's right.
I think it's important to have people to rely on, you know, if you're creating things, because it's such a demanding process. You start getting tired of looking at one of your paintings, or you're frustrated with the way you're handling things, and then you go and visit one of the other guys, and you see what they're doing, and they might have some advice to offer you. So it's important to have people whose opinions you trust and respect, and to turn to.
I don't think anybody could really go out in Canada and do landscape painting in any sort of impressionist sense and not have it be compared to the group of seven. If you ever think, well, let's see, you know, Tom Thompson did something like this, I think I'll try and do that. I mean, if you take a look at all the artists' work, you know, at the end of the day, every panel is so different, and everyone's got their own really, really distinctive style. And you can just tell that, you know, we're all going after our own thing. At the same time, I mean, we're just a bunch of young painters doing what we love to do, and we're not doing it because anyone else did it before us. We're doing it because we want to do it.
I only really like very few of the Group of Seven's paintings. For my personal interest in painting, I like Tom Thompson's small paintings from the bush. Just the energy of the bush comes out. You can see the energy of the bush. And I mean, that's what made that group paint, is Tom Thompson's bush paintings. I just admire good paintings. I don't know if I admire good painters, because I think every painter has bad paintings and good paintings.
The trek into Western Brook Pond was the longest hike, I think, that we went on, 7.5 clicks or so. You know, and when we first arrived, it was beautiful. It was sunny, it was nice, but then we got some rain, and you know, you just see the clouds rolling in and covering the tops of the mountains, and the sunset, and the orange light blasting through the clouds was just unbelievable. It was a really spectacular place.